So this is one of the things that I love most about running a film festival. That's when you get to talk to the directors and learn a little bit more about their processes, the way that they've come about their film, and you get to meet the storytellers of our generation. So here's the question and answer session. Can you please introduce yourself, tell us the name of your film, and tell us a little bit about your film?
Hi there, my name's J.Brown. I'm the writer and director of Dragon Fruit. Dragon Fruit is a post-apocalyptic film about a single mother trying to grow a dragon fruit plant that she can sell for cash.
I'm Samuel Perry-Falvey. I co-directed the music video with Ren. I was also the cinematographer on the project and co-directed it alongside a couple of others.
What is the genesis of the film? How did it come about? Was this like sitting in the bath and looking at your toes coming out of the water and looking like wrinkled prunes? Or how did the story come about?
Me and Ren have done a lot of long take kind of live sessions in the past. It's something that we've kind of been honing in and working on for a long time over our kind of like the 10 years that we've been working together. So it's a process we've kind of honed in quite a lot, and we can kind of get a lot out of a smaller amount of time.
I wrote the film originally in 2019, and the sort of original idea behind it was I live in British Columbia and we've had lots of wildfires here over the last 20 years. So kind of every summer smoke kind of pours into the city and you're just kind of stuck in this smoky world for a long time. So that was the impetus behind having everyone wear gas masks and stuff. And then 2020 happened, and everything after that is just all a terrible coincidence. So
for those of us who delve and dive into the technical bits of a film, how long did it take to shoot and edit your film?
Like the original plan was to try and film in 2020, and then British Columbia had lockdowns and stuff, so that plan didn't work. So I spent 2020 essentially just like making stuff to get ready to shoot when eventually we'd be allowed to. So our first filming date was like the first weekend in 2021, like January 2021. And then we ended up filming 6 more weekends over the next year and a half, which was not the original plan, but I was pretty new to it. So the first weekend, because there's not much talking, I figured we could shoot 10 scenes in 2 days, and I thought that would work. And instead we shot 4 scenes in 3 days and then tore down the set and had everyone come back like 3 months later to finish that stuff, tear down the set again, and then 3 months later, new locations, new set, tear down. And then we did that a couple more times, and then there was pickups too once I got into the edits. So
we first came up with the concept 3 months before we were filming. The song kind of dictated a lot of that, so we then worked on that, and I went and stayed out with him in Canada for a month, where we worked on it pretty much every day. And then when we came down to shooting, there was a day of pre-lighting and rehearsals with just Ren and my Steadicam op and me. And then the following morning, we had all the extras in and did rehearsals that morning, and then we're shooting from midday until about 10 p.m. and then had a half-day D-rig the day after. So
making a film is a laborious, tedious, wondrous experience. Can you tell us a little anecdote, happy, sad, funny story about making your film?
On the day we had an actual child, playing the child with the book in the pajamas, but after doing like 2 rehearsals, we were like, we can't actually get this done with having this kid with a mask on all day. Like, you can't have a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid do that, really. So we ended up having one of the Spark trainee stepped in to become the child, and she smashed it, but then had to go find pajamas for her that would fit, because the ones that we had for the kid were for a 7-year-old kid, not like a 18-year-old girl. Like, we still needed them to look like a boy's pajamas and things, but so we had loads of our crew running around, going to Tesco, going off to all the different like shops, trying to like pick up as many different pajamas as we possibly could to then have options. And then we just had people pulling out the boots like this one. So it was that was quite chaotic on the day.
We got really lucky a lot of time. Like One thing that comes to mind, so we're getting ready to shoot, I don't want to spoil anything, but a scene that involved the spear really heavily. And we couldn't find the spear, and we were like, where did it go? And in BC we have this car share program where you can like I don't have a car that's good for packing supplies, so like I brought everything home with this car share thing, and then I went to bed. Next morning, went back to the set, and my partner at the time, she took the car share to get to set later with coffee for everybody. And when we were like trying to shoot this spear thing, no one knew where the spear, and I realized I had brought it home in the car share the night before and left it in the car, and someone else could take it. And then just by pure coincidence, my partner had taken the same car back to set, and it was still outside. So we ran out and like booked the car and unlocked it, and the spear was still in the back of the car. We were like, oh my God.
Life is about learning and lessons learned, and often they're hard, difficult lessons that we take with us for the rest of our lives to make us better and hopefully easier. Did you learn any lessons from making your film?
Stuff will take longer than you think it will. And the worst part about filmmaking is scheduling. That's the hardest part. You have to get all your actors and all your key crew all on the same weekend, and that's really tricky. Yeah, and you have to go in with a plan, and like the plan isn't going to work, but you have to have something to start with, and then you have to be able to improvise when like things inevitably don't work, or it starts to rain, or like a camera breaks partway through the day, and then you're just stuck for an hour while they're either trying to fix it or trying to get someone to bring a replacement camera from home. And yeah, I think it's just, if you're prepared, it's not so bad, but it's still gonna be, this is a terrible lesson. This is not a good answer.
The first money game was, there was me, my Steadicam operator, my focus puller. We had a performance director in and Ren, and then the guitarist. So like four crew members, and then the 2 talent. So working around that was a very different setup to now working with a team of, 16 extras plus Ren, pianist, 4 string players, and then a crew of another 15, 20 people. So it's like organizing and working around that, but also being very limited on budget, being able to things like, we didn't have a production designer and we didn't have an AD. So as much as having those would have saved us tons of time, we didn't have the resources to kind of be able to bring someone like that on board. So if we could, I would love to have had them on board, because I think that would have relieved a lot of stress, rather than having like the producers sorting out production design and then me also kind of acting as an AD and chaperoning all the extras, as well as trying to be the cinematographer and director. Like, it's like there was a lot of way up in that was kind of like, what do you jeopardize by not having those kind of members of crew?
You're competing with dozens of other independent filmmakers. You're great independent filmmakers from all around the world. How does it make you feel to compete here at ÉCU 2024?
It really kind of inspires, you to make more stuff and kind of keep creating, and kind of, it's really inspiring to be kind of a part of that community and really considered up there. So it's, all I can say is thank you, and looking forward to meeting eventually or working with some of the other contestants.
It feels really cool. Like this is the first big short I've ever made, or first original idea, because I've done fan films and stuff, and all of us worked so hard on this, and we all went through so much making it. About a month ago, a member of our cast actually passed away, and so like the fact that we're getting all this like recognition just means a lot in his memory. Chris Gauthier, who plays the alley boss, he unfortunately passed away about 4 weeks ago. So the fact that it's going worldwide is really nice, and people around the world are recognizing like the hard work we put in, and the story seems to be resonating with people. So that really means a lot to